Hello and welcome. So let's talk about the TCP and UDP from the perspective of Wireshark. So in the next slide, actually basically I have given some flag field names and the descriptions, and we have already covered these all flags. By the way, this is the urgent flag, which is basically the urgent pointer field. Okay, then we have acknowledgement, we have push and the reset when there is no any kind of response coming back from the server. Then we have syn packet, and then we have finish packet. So let's head over to the Wireshark, and this is already open, so I'm gonna open the local area connection. Okay, so before I proceed, I just want to show you how the topology will be I will be working on with the Wireshark. So what I will have, I have this my sorry, I'm gonna open MS Paint. Okay, so we are going to have my computer, and the IP address of my computer is 192.168.100.3. Then first of all, I will try to access one website, which is internetprotocol.com, and I will try to access this website, the FTP. Okay, and we know that FTP works on top of TCP, which is secure, and we know that FTP has two ports, 20 and 21. Okay, so we are gonna see everything. So we have already familiar. So before the data is transferred, first of all it has to go through what? Three-way handshake process. So if everything is fine, we are going to get the response back from the server, and the login will be available for the FTP. But in case if the server is not responding, then we are going to get back the reset flag. Okay, so let's go to the Wireshark first of all, and I'm going to enable the capture on my local area connection. And meanwhile, I'm going to go overhead and I will type ftp.derniv.com and hit enter. So just wait until we get a connection. So as you can see, the FTP connection refused. So when the connection is refused, I'm gonna see what is gonna happen. Okay. So as you can see, I'm gonna stop the capture, and you can see we have so many things going on. Okay. So how I'm going to capture this conversation between from my device to this turnif.com. So the things that I like most, we have multiple ways. Like for example, if I can go into statistics, I can go into the conversation, and under TCP, as you can see, the port that I am interested in is 21. So basically, as you can see, port is 21. So I am going from 100.3 from my computer all the way to this IP address. Okay, 160.124. So what I can do, I apply as filter selected from A to B. Okay, if I will close, and as you can see, this is all the communication that happened between my computer and that dernet.com website. Okay, by using FTP. Okay, so this is the one option. So we can basically um, just filter out this traffic. Okay, so click here and we are back. Another options, what we can do, I can search that specific string like dernif.com, the name of the website, and it find. So it means it found this first packet over here. Okay, so you can see currently on Internet Protocol version 6, this is source, this is the destination. So what I can do, I can go into view. Then from name resolution, I can use resolve network address and to hit enter. And if I can show you, you will find the dernif.com, as you can see over here. Okay, over here, dernif.com. Okay, so this is the the method that I like most. So click find. So this is the first packet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click. Then from here, I'm gonna select follow, sorry, conversation filter, and I'm going to choose TCP. So as you can see, it has filtered out the same, uh, this formula that I received or got from the statistics and then conversation. Okay, from here as well. So I'm gonna close that one. So as you can see, now you can cancel this one from here. So this is the communication that happened from my device to this FTP server. Okay, so let's see what we have inside it. This is the first packet, and as said, first packet is going to be your sync packet to the server. In case if the port is open and server is happy to respond, I'm going to get back the syn ACK and then in the end ACK. But from the capture, you can see if I select the first, this frame number 9, frame number 88, if I'll come over here, transmission TCP, as you can see, the source port is 4953. If I'm gonna open my annotator, so I can highlight those. Just a minute. Okay. So as you can see, this is frame number 88, and this is the TCP header. The source port is 4953, which means the source port over here is going to be uh, 4953. This is the source port of my device. Okay. Okay, so this is the source port 4953 of my device. It is heading to where? The well-known port of FTP, which is file transfer protocol of my, this website, which I'm looking for. Okay, so this is the sync packet. The first packet is a sync packet. So it is trying, if I can show you the flag, uh, just expand the flag option, and you can see the sync. The sync flag is set to 1. It means I'm trying to sync. But after that, I'm also going to show you the sequence and acknowledgement as well. So from here, as you can see, my sequence number is 65. Basically, this is the relevant number, and this is the uh, very lengthy number. If you want to make it short, what you can do, let me select my pointer. What you can do, you can select this sequence number, right click from here. You can select the protocol preferences from here. Just select the relative sequence number. So from here, as you can see, the sequence number will be you can see 0. Okay, so this is for our understanding, but actual sequence number that is really happening behind the scene is, if I'll select and deselect relative sequence number, you can see over here, this is the sequence number. Okay, so it is saying, let me take my pen again. So it is saying, so this is my computer which is trying to access the FTP server of that website. Okay, so this is the server. So this my computer is saying my sequence number is this one. Let's pick the last two digits, 65. The next sequence number I am expecting is 65 plus 1 is 66. Okay, so this sequence number is you are going to get when the FTP server is going to give you acknowledgement back. Then this is going to be incremented. Okay, so but what is happening in my case? This FTP server is not accepting my request because the connection was refused. So you can see I am getting reset, 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 and reset all the time. So this is the clear indication that FTP server either there is a firewall, the server is not the server is not running, FTP server is not running, or the port is not open. Okay, so this could be so many things. Okay, so as you can see, the destination source port is this one, destination port is 21. And these are sequence numbers which I talked about. But if I will select the reset, which is going to be the reply from my server. So what it is saying, as you can see, um, so this time, the source port is 21 and destination port is 4953. It means this is my computer. This is my FTP server. First, I send the sync, okay, but what in response I am getting reset, and under reset it is saying my source port is 21 and your destination where I'm heading to is 49352. Okay, and this is also saying my sequence number is 0. So it is starting the sequence number is 0 because it is not sending any kind of sequencing and acknowledgement because this server is not ready to communicate with my the PC. The acknowledgement number is this one, 66. Okay, but the problem is, as you can see in the third packet, if I can take to you the third packet, okay, so you can see still my acknowledgement, still my sequence number is stuck at 65 and it is still expecting 66. And still it is a sync packet. So every time it is sending sync packet and getting reset packet back. Sync packet, reset packet back. Okay, because there is no any kind of communication happening. I hope you got the idea. So in the next segment, I'm going to show you now when we have a proper communication between us client and the FTP server. So what I'm going to do, just click on this interface section and I am going to create a new capture. Um, by the way, I'm going to capture a new file. Okay, but before that, I'm going to go to the free web FTP server. So as you can see, we have multiple FTP servers which are giving us free access. So select this FTP server and come to the command prompt. So just type quit, clear the screen, and this time I'm going to go over FTP and ftp.gnu.org. Okay, and also I need to take the username. This is going to be your username, so I'm going to copy this username. Meanwhile, I'm going to start the capture. Where is that? My Wireshark. Okay, so I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to remove this filter and I'm going to start a new capture. Local area connection. So click and continue without save. So new capture has been started. So I'm going to capture this traffic. Okay, and username is anonymous and hit enter. So as you can see, we have successfully logged in and I'm gonna quit as well. and it's saying goodbye. So let's head over the capture, and I think it didn't capture the packet that I'm interested in. So stop this one. Okay, so let's make a new capture. Local area connection. Yeah, this is the one that I'm interested in. And start the capture. Continue without saving. And if I hit enter this one, as you can see now it is working fine. Now I need to again go through the same process, and then anonymous as a username, and then I'm going to quit. Okay, let's see if we have something related to FTP this time. If I will just filter down FTP, you can see we have FTP. Okay, but since FTP works, first of all, I'll just stop the capture and go for the TCP, and you can see we have multiple TCP from the FTP 21. Okay, so let's capture the this whole conversation. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and copy the name of this ftp.gnu.org. I will come back to my Wireshark. From here, I'm gonna click on this find a packet, select this one from here, write ftp.gnu.org, and from here select the string. Okay, not the display filter, by the way. Select the string and then come over here and find this packet, first packet. Okay, so this means it find out that GNU, as you can see over here, ftp.gnu.org. Okay, from here then you need to right click conversation filter, and I'm going to filter out using TCP. So this is going to be my just TCP communication. So let's focus on the first packet. So I'm going to select this one. Okay, so as you can see, if I can show you my MS Paint again, and I'm going to create a new file. So this time what happens? I have my computer device which has the IP 192.168.100.1, and there is a FTP server, okay, which was GNU something like that. Okay, let me give me the correct name. This one, ftp.gnu.org, ftp.gnu.org, and FTP is working fine over here. So the first thing is going to happen, what? Three-way handshake. First, the sync packet will be sent. In reply, we will have SYNAC. And in the end, I'm going to have the acknowledgement back. So once everything is done, then the the 21 port will be open, and then the data will be transferred. Okay, but before the data is transferred, we will go through the control plane, means the username and the password authentication, okay, will happen over here, and then later on the data will be transferred. So this is the complete process, and let's see what our Wireshark is telling us about it. So if I will go into the first packet, as you can see, the source is, so from here, internet protocol, the source is my this IP address, because this is IPv6. It is talking to the destination, this one. Okay, and then source port is 49379, and the destination is well-known port is 21. Then it is going to go through sequencing and acknowledgement. So as you can see, the sequence number is currently 47. So it sends the sequence number 47, and expecting 48. So expecting 48 from the destination. So let's see in the next packet what happens. If I'll go to the next frame, so as you can see, now the sequence number not here in the third packet because now I have received the sync ACK. Okay, so in this you can see the sequence number is 47 and I am expecting 48. But in the third packet, now it has received that 48. As you can see now, sequence number is 48. And the acknowledgement number is going to be 81. On the other hand, if we go to the second frame, this was the sequence number sent by the FTP server. Okay, and it is expecting next sequence number 81, which my source machine is going to send back. As you can see, the acknowledgement is 81. So it means at this point of time, you can see the sync packet. It sends the sync and then sync ACK and the ACK. So it means here the communications has happened between my client machine and the FTP server. So three-way handshake went successfully. Now we are good to go for the rest of the process. So before I proceed, I can show you some other flag options here. For example, if I take you to the first packet, and as you can see, the sync packet is set and all other flags are 0. In the next one, the sync is set and acknowledgement is set because the destination or FTP server not only acknowledged, but it's also wanted to sync with my client machine. Then in the third step, you can see now the acknowledgement has set back to the in the third frame, you can see the acknowledgement has sent back to the FTP server. Similarly, you can see we have window. We were talking about the window size, okay, and the scaling factor. So currently you can see the window size 8192 and the window scaling factor means how much more it can increase the window size. Okay, so this is the scale factor. So by the way, let me tell you something. So window size, it is set by the FTP server. It said, I just can handle 8192 bytes. Okay, but this window size we are talking about early in the 80s, 90s time of period. Okay, when the byte size was very small. But now we are in 2024. It means we have so much data going on. Means we need to send as much data as possible. So that is why they came up with the idea of scaling factor. So what will happen? They are going to multiply window size with the scaling factor, which is 8192 multiplied by 1, which is what? 8192, which is my calculated window size. Okay. And this varies. Window size you will see, but a scaling factor can be increased or decreased because we have already talked about the scaling window if you are familiar with. Okay, so this is the same thing. Okay, so in the third step, as you can see now my the source, as you can see now, FTP server, and the destination is my client machines. Okay, now they actually start to, after handshake, basically this is the FTP transmission is going on. So as you can see over here, initial handshake happened using TCP, and then actual FTP communication is started to happen. Okay, so the source port is my FTP server, and the destination port is my Windows machine or the client PC. So the sequencing is 81. Acknowledgement it received is 48, as you can see over here. Okay. The sequence number it is saying 81, and I am next sequence number now because the next sequence number it is asking for looking for is 308. Let's head over the next frame, which is number 14. And by the way, if you will be wondering what this frame 30 is. So as you can see, this is correlate with this one. So this frame, we have already talked about. This have to do with data link layer. The third one has to do with networking layer, and this TCP has to do with transport layer. Then what is frame? So this is metadata of data. Metadata of our data. Okay. So this is just the complete content or summary of what is happening in this single frame or in single packet or in single capture frame. Okay, so similarly, if I can show you, if I will just slide it down, and you can see now they are talking and acknowledgement is back, means it is communicating and we get the acknowledgement. It is communicating, we get the acknowledgement. As you can see, I typed request user anonymous, then it sent back the acknowledgement. Okay, and in the end you will see, um, as you can see, the request has been quitted. So this is how you are going to get the complete flow and the information about FTP TCP frames. Further, if I can show you what else do we need to worry about. So as you can see here, we have these checksum fields. This is for the error detection, but not correction. Okay, then we have flags. I have already talked about the sequencing numbers. I have already talked about. Uh, then similarly, as you can see, the window size is 7122. Scaling factor is 1, so that is why it uh, multiplied by 7122, and we have this result. But in case if we are sending data, okay, then this window size and scaling factor may can increase. Then I have this FTP. As you can see, this is a quit message. So as you can see, the request is quit. I'm going to quit uh, FTP session. Okay, so this is the round trip time, by the way. RTT is going to be your round trip time. This is the communication happening between. This is the time it took, to communicate with the server. And by the way, this is the actual time. You can see it took some time over here. Okay, and this is the delta. If you are having any kind of, delays, you can add your own column as well. Okay, so this is in a millisecond. So it is going to give you a time. For example, if there is any kind of delay, for example, this is my device, my client machine. I'm trying to access the FTP server, and if whatever the communications is going on, if there is any kind of delay, you are going to find over here in a delta section. So I hope you get the idea because I have talked about three-way handshake over here. Then I talked about the window sizing, windowing, sliding window, and then these flags I've talked about. Okay, so these are the very common things, and you are still at the uh, the beginner level. So that is why I just want to focus on these. And when we will talk about the CCNA, CCNP, there we will be talking a little bit advanced what other options we have inside the TCP. Okay. So another thing before I quit my session. So as you can see, there we have the goodbye in the end. The response is goodbye here. So from where it did get, as you can see, if I'll take you back to the my this FTP command prompt, as you can see, first I wrote the quit and then it said goodbye. Similarly, if I can show you the statistics and under flow graph, this is also very important. And as you can see, so this is the communications happening between my source to destination. It is going to give me all information. Okay. So flow graph is also one of the important part. Similarly, we have under statistics, we have conversations, and you can also filter out. For example, I'm looking for UDP traffic. Currently, I don't have any kind of UDP. Under TCP, you can see I have address port, this source and the destination. This is communicating at port 21. Okay, so we can see that what conversation basically going on over here. Okay. Mm, okay, so this is pretty much this is it. So I'm gonna go over to back to my slide. Okay, so with that, our Wireshark TCP session comes to end, and I'm going to see you